Hey, beautiful people.
Hello.
Welcome to Married with Spit. I am IllSpit313, and this is my beautiful wife, my lovely wife, my best friend, my mistress, my girlfriend. Brown Sugar. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Hold on for a second. All right, so just making sure everything is up and running. And I'm looking at the stream, and she's looking beautiful as ever.
Thank you, and you are looking handsome as ever.
I do try. Sometimes I don't succeed.
You succeed. Success.
Success, right?
Success.
Just trying to get things going here as far as our stream. Just as you can see right there, I do accept embers. So if anybody have any embers, you want to share with me to the least to the greatest, we do appreciate it. It does help me out in upgrading my stream. So I can give you better content. We can give you great shows like Married with Spit. Thank everybody that was here earlier this morning for Cooking with Spit. It was a fun show, and we here on our third episode.
Yes.
Third episode, and it's just getting better and better, and we do appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Okay? So, honey.
Yes.
What we're going to talk about today?
Today we are going to talk about wedding vows.
Oh. Wedding vows.
Yes, wedding vows.
What?
Yes.
We're going to talk about wedding vows? What is that?
What do you mean? What is that?
What's a vow? Is that like A-E-I-O-U?
Not that kind of vow. Talk about V-O-W vow.
Oh, the promise.
Right, the promise. Exactly.
Okay. I get it.
Yes, that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, as I mentioned, I'm not, I said this before. I've already made announcements about it. If you've been in my streams and everything, this is the subject that we're going to talk about, because there's a lot of things that goes along with talking about vows. A lot of people do not talk about vows at all, especially when it comes down to marriage.
Right.
Keeping the vow.
Right.
Committing to the vow. Honoring it.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Oh, shake, shake, shake.
All right, so thank you for the host. Appreciate it. But we're talking about keeping the vow, honoring the vow, and everything. So, hey, NBA 21 process. Hey, welcome. It's all right. We actually started late. We had as always, had some system troubles. We're trying to eliminate that. So that's the reason why we asked for help. Because you can see here, I am accepting embers. I'm not a partner yet.
You're almost there.
We're almost there. But we are definitely this stream is just going to get better and better, because this is going to be one of the flagship streams that we're going to do. So you might as well get used to this, because this right here.
Team Rock.
Team
Spit.
Spit.
Sorry.
Team Goons. Yes. Gang. So, but yeah, this is going to be one of the flagship shows for the stream that you're going to see on Mixer. So, but back to the vows. We're talking about vows and everything. So, what is the definition of a vow?
It's right here. It says the definition of a vow is a solemn promise.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the similarities include an oath,
mm-hmm.
a pledge, a promise, as we stated before,
mm-hmm.
a bond,
yeah.
a covenant, commitment,
mm-hmm.
a profession,
mm-hmm.
an affirmation, assurance, a word of honor.
Not insurance, assurance.
Right, a word of honor, a guarantee, and a troth.
Not a troth.
It's
Not
truth.
Not a thought. A troth.
Troth. That means truth. That's what that word means.
Yeah, that's what it means, truth.
Yes.
Okay, so a promise.
Mm-hmm.
A promise. In life, And as you grow up, you make many vows. You don't even know it. And as us humans, we make these vows, and sometimes we ain't keeping those vows, those promises. You know, I know y'all been in a situation where you're like, Lord, if you just take me out of this, Lord, I promise I'll do. That's a vow. That is a vow.
Yeah, or even if you're just asking someone, like, look, if you can do this for me, this is what I'll do for you.
Look, let me hold something.
Let me hold something, right? And then when they let you hold something, you don't return the favor. That's like not honoring the vow, you know? And
then in some cases, there's some repercussions and some furniture moving.
Yeah.
You know, so thank you everybody for the host. Thank you NBA for the host. Appreciate it. I am Dion. What's going on? Thank you for all the hosts. Appreciate you. That gamer guy. The hostess is coming in, so we're just gonna let the music play a little bit. But thank y'all so much. Thank you for the host. But we're talking about vows. Is that promise? Now, since this is Married with Spit, we're talking about marriage.
Yes.
We're talking about a marital vow.
Yeah, marital vow.
Marital vow. And a lot of troubles when it comes down to infidelity. Not just necessary infidelity, the lying, not just cheating with others, but you setting low standards to even keep a marriage going. You know, that's like how you honoring the vow. Yeah. You know, and the thing is, as we study this subject, we learn there's a lot of versions, and I'm not talking about anybody writing their own personal vows, but there's a lot of different versions of a marital vows that's out there. Yeah. Now, most likely all of them is generally saying the same thing. Yeah. But what we was used to, what we knew, the traditional one, there, you know, it really holds sacred with us, especially us being Christians, and we both believe in God and believe in Jesus Christ. We believe in the Holy Ghost. We believe in being born again, baptism, all that. We hold those vows even more sacred because it's kind of not like a verbal tie, but it's like a spiritual tie.
It's a spiritual tie
to each other and to God. You know, and you know when someone would ever try to step out of a marriage and their vows, and if you have a spiritual connection with God, that's going to bother you.
Yes, it will.
That is truly going to bother you. It's you can be hard as all you want. Even a woman, you can be, you know what, I'm going to put my dress on. I'm going to go to the club, you know, forget him. But, you know, but I do love him. So something on the inside is going to move. And
that was just a whole emotional roller coaster.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
That was just a whole emotional, oh no.
Right, yeah. That was just like, you see that roller coaster, like, forget him, girl, because you know, I'm just, and but I love him, no, this is not right. I shouldn't, girls, y'all go ahead, I ain't going, you know.
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't even have a response for that. I just
my wife was not even like that. That's why she would have a
no, because if you respect that person, you know, if you truly respect that person, you may be in your feelings for a little while, but you're not going to go, to me, you wouldn't go that far, like, okay, this is what I'm about to do, you know, to kind of like just, okay, I'm just going to leave you here and I'm just going to go out with my girls. Yeah. I mean, that's what single people do. Yeah. Single people who are dating. Married people don't do that.
Yeah. NBA wrote right here. Okay, we're going to read this right quick. NBA, I had a bond with this girl. We had good bond together. I just didn't have a job. Then so she left me. I broke down crying. I just get hurt. A lot, Spit. I want her back, but I don't know. What girl Lord has for me. Now look, here's the thing. Thing is, y'all courting. You're not married. You never said I do. And she really has no ties to you, no commitment. So, and if she's ready to leave like this, that should tell you right there, you know, you should move on. Yeah, I know it hurts. She's not the one for you. She's not the one for you. First of all, if y'all not on the same page, because when I used to date, I would tell every girl, and this has always been my filter, do not ever, two rules. I'm not about drama. And rule number 2, do not ever make me make a choice between you and my God, because you will lose every time. That means, and that goes a long way. Like, me and you need to be on the same page, especially when it comes down to spirituality. And if this person is leaving you because you had a little bit of a downtime within your life, because you ain't have a job. So she's not about you. She's about your money. So there's no love there. The love is with that money. Now, let's say you did get married, and soon as you got married, boom, you lose your job. Out of the blue, the manager stomped his toe, and he decided, I'm about to fire NBA 21 process right now. I'm going to go ahead and fire him. He comes to work. You doing a great job. You can be the top of the board. He said, you know what? Because you late all the time from your lunch breaks and stuff like that, you're fired. And you think, I just got married. Now, you go tell your wife that you got married. She be like, you know what? I think we need to separate. She was not about you. She was about your money. And so right now, you don't have that marital vow.
Yeah, there's no marital vow.
There's no marital vow to tie y'all together. So...
And then, too, at the time, I'll let you finish.
No, I'm saying no marital vow to tie you together. Yeah, it's easy for that person to leave you right now. You're not even married. You still like in y'all the dating stages. To leave you right now, that person never loved you. Truly loved you. So you need to, my suggestion to you, my advice to you, and I'm going to say this, and I know it's going to help you. If somebody is not able to give you the love that you give, they're not worthy of being with you.
Right. They're not worthy of being with you. And at the same time, too, you know, women have certain standards, just like men have certain standards when they're dating, you know, a woman. Because it's the beginning stages, both you guys, you know, can decide what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. Now, if you know that this is a person that, you know, you have a good bond with, y'all have a good relationship, but the problem is the job part is the problem, then I would just encourage you to, you know, try to work out the job situation the best that you can. And if that's the only reason why she's like, you know, not really feeling you right now, then I would just say work on that part. If that female that you're talking about is the one that you really like, oh, this is the one, I gotta fix it. Because one thing about a man, if a man really want a woman, he is going to do, he's going to do the things, you know, that she likes, or, you know, he's going to try to impress her.
Hey, what's up, Chicago?
So I'm just saying, I just encourage, if you feel like she's the one that you want to chase after, then I would say work out, you know, the job part and then move forward. But no, relationships should not just be based upon money, in no way at all. That shouldn't be the determining factor.
No.
But in a marriage, and we're going to be getting to that. In a marriage, I mean, it's almost somewhat of a different kind of scenario.
Yeah.
When you're married,
we're talking, and the thing is, when you, as we said before, when you're going into a marriage, we're talking about a long time commitment. And this vow, with these vows, it puts that tied into the commitment you're trying to give. So that you're committed to the marriage, that means you're putting down, look, I'm committed. This is my vow. I'm going to take these vows and I'm going to mean it. And this is what I'm going to hold on to because this is my promise. Now, are you good as your word?
Right. That's pretty much.
Are you good as your word? Because let's talk about.
I was going to let you finish.
No, I mean, are you good as your word? I mean, you make promises and everything, and you always coming up with empty promises, and empty promises is empty promises. Now you come to a marital vow. How successful are you going to be trying to keep that promise?
Right.
So you're good. Your word is your bond. That's like you good as your word. Your name if your name doesn't have value in it with anything. Like, you need to look within yourself before you even go that route. But I'm just saying, but when we talk about these vows here, we're a lot of marriages that if you're married, you know, sometimes it's okay every now and then. Hey, baby, let's just read these vows together.
Yeah, because you need a reminder. Sometimes you need a reminder.
Yeah, and then, you know, and honestly, sometimes it's a laughing moment because, like there's the one word they're always going to be. It's one word is always gonna either make a joke, you know that word, obey.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that too. We'll talk about that too, but I would like to actually go over what the vows say.
Yeah.
So for the groom, it says, I,
Franklin,
take thee to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold.
Well, let me read that.
Yes, you go ahead and read that.
Let me read that part. Okay, the groom part. I, Ilspin 313, take thee, brown sugar, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, and to love and to cherish till death us do part, according to God's holy ordinance, and thereto I plight thee my troth. Bride.
And the bride says, I, brown sugar, take thee, ill spit 313, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love, cherish, and to obey, till death us do part, according to God's holy ordinance, and thereto I give thee my troth. Truth.
Now, there's some on that traditional part of it, especially now when it comes down to the bride. If for those Bible scholars that's out there, traditionally, as the original service of a marriage, the bride is waiting for the groom to come versus what traditionally is now. Okay? And there's a lot of, I'm not going to go into the biblical, too biblical part about it, but in history, in time, way back in biblical days, you ever heard the bridegroom coming? The bridegroom coming? That was traditionally, if you learn in the Bible the 10 virgins, the 5 wise and the 5 foolish, they was waiting for the groom to come. They was waiting for the groom. The thing is, that's what traditionally what it was. Okay, but now over time
things have changed.
People
have adjusted things according to their beliefs, and so what we believe in. You know, whatever you guys believe in, that's what you do. But we know what we believe in.
But in lighting of the way these vows was designed and the way it was, the thing is, when she you notice the words was different. I said, I plight thee my troth. She said, I give thee my troth. So think of it, if I'm waiting, I'm coming down, I plight thee my troth. She waiting for me. I'm going to give you. So that's why I brought that up. It's just the way that was designed was based off, still based off what the traditional marriage ceremony was. Now, as far as the vows itself, we are going to try to dissect some of the vows that's being said here. Now, let's do the first part of it. The first thing we wanted to talk about.
The first part that we wanted to talk about was for better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
What does that mean?
For better, for worse. Of course, everybody know for better. Yeah, when things are good, I'm here. Oh, yeah. We've been on 8 vacations in 3 weeks. Yeah, we're here.
Got money in the bank.
Now, for worse. Just like NBA 21 process, if you was married, you lost your job.
Yeah, then what?
Then what? For worse.
For worse.
And
not even always that.
No. I'm just saying, for example. I'm not saying that's the key. But, for example, for better or for worse. Now, you had a job, now you ain't got a job. Are you still here?
Are you still here? Are you still hanging tight with me?
Yeah. So, when our conversations is not always the smiling, I love you. You get on my nerves. Those conversations. For better, for worse.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's for, hold on. It said that's what, we'll talk about that in a sec, okay? So, but for better, for worse, we're talking about when we're not getting along.
Yeah.
I know you saw in the last episodes when she would say, no, I'm not liking you right now. Give me 20 minutes. I'm not liking you right now. You know, it's things we develop as a couple.
Yeah.
You know, as far as like how I don't want to sound too like tolerance.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
That's true. It's like you know, we develop a tolerance for certain things because we're holding on our vows and we still love each other.
We love each other,
and we have a belief in the vows and the ties that we have with each other and with God. So that take precedence over our little petty arguments that you know that we'll have arguments over. You know, it's been times where I have got mad and. You know, she enticed it even more. She's like, I don't care about none of that. I'm just like, I'm just going to walk out the door. I'm just going to leave the room and I'm just going to be to myself. And it'd be like, honestly, and then like the end of the day, it's like, I know y'all heard this before. They say you don't want to go to bed angry at each other.
You don't.
So you know, I would turn around and I say, I'm still going to give you a kiss. You know, you still in a doghouse. I don't know about
and I give him a kiss too.
Yeah.
And I still be like, I'm still not feeling you right now. But that's okay. That just because I'm not feeling you right now doesn't mean that I don't love you. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to step out or I'm going to try to do things to, you know, seek your downfall because I'm not feeling you. No, it's just the emotions that come with being a female and being married. I mean, now, that's just a part of it.
I'll let you speak on the female side. I got something I want to address with the guys.
Okay.
So go ahead. Speak on the female side when it comes down like for better or for worse.
Well, for better or for worse, just like you said with the job thing, I think that for better or for worse can come with trusting your partner and trusting what they say that they'll make the right decisions that way your family won't suffer. Mm-hmm. You know, those kind of, are you going to hang tight with them when they make the best decisions? Are you going to hang tight with them when they make the wrong decisions that affect the whole family? For better or for worse, I mean...
Lord, like, baby, I spent my check on a bunch of lottery tickets. I know we're going to win. And you don't win.
So, and he don't win nothing. So then it's like, that was a very, very bad decision. But I'm your wife. We got to see each other through this. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. For better or for worse. We're not perfect. Mm-hmm. So we have to work it out together as a team. Yeah. You know, prime example, when we were in Charlotte, we were looking for a house and I knew what I wanted. He knew what he wanted. Mm-hmm. We actually rode past, we went to go look at one house, but then the person that was selling the house, he said, well, I have another property over here. But it is not quite yet, you know.
It's not ready.
It's not ready for showing. But I'll show it to you if you're willing to see it. So we go to this house, and I walk in, and first of all, when we pull up, I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, are you talking about the house that we passed on the way to see this one? I said, absolutely not. But when we walked in, I said, oh, no.
Let me tell you.
I was about to say something else. I said, oh, no. No, I mean, there was no way we were going to move into this house if it was left up to me. But my husband kept saying, babe, this is what, I just need you to look past this, look past that, look past this. So I trusted him as the head. I trusted what he said. And
because I was going to make them correct everything.
And he did. He made them correct everything. And when we moved in, the house was absolutely beautiful.
Oh my God.
And so I trusted him, you know, in that. Now for better or worse, we move into this house and it's not up to par. Am I going to continue to blame him? Because he's the one who said we should move into this house and just make him feel bad every day because I decided to follow what he said and just have a miserable relationship, a miserable life, just holding you accountable. Yeah. Well, you said that this is how it's going to be, No. The for better or for worse is not just, don't get me wrong, as a woman, we don't just put up with anything. We don't tolerate just anything.
No.
You have to draw the line.
Not a real woman.
You have to know where to put your foot down and be respectful because this is your husband. But at the same time, for better or for worse is making sure you hang in there with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Times is not always going to be good. That's just my standpoint on it.
Folks, that's on the women's side. I'm going to address the men's side of this, okay? For better or for worse. You know, y'all, there's some that would take that as a chance to go out of the marriage.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. And I'm going to say this, like, for better, for worse. I'm going to address the worst part. You know exactly that is not the worst. Come on. You know it's not the worst. She always nagging me, so let me go find somebody that ain't gonna nag. And bruh, man up. Man up. Let me tell you something, man. Look, these men that keep stepping out on these marriages and making little small excuses, using that part of the vow for better or for worse as an excuse to step out on a marriage, y'all need to stop. If you see this message and it's broadcast somewhere, I'm saying that y'all need to stop. Man up. You made a promise. You made a vow. It ain't the worst. It's not. And you need to pull up your pants. Stop crying like a little baby over little things talking about it's the worst. It ain't the worst. Now, you want to hear the worst? What if the wife cheated on you? And you've been faithful, God-fearing, honoring, and cheated on you? That's the worst. Are you still going to love her? Are you still going to be there? Are you going to forgive her? Are you going to use this as an opportunity to check yourself? Maybe something I've done wrong. To let me do something to try to help this marriage be better for her, so she won't have to step out on me again. That's the worst. When you can actually, when you have that much love for that woman, you know, there's a spot in the Bible, and I'm trying to remember exactly where it is, where his wife cheated on him all the time, and yet he never threw her away. And he loved her even more. Never threw her away. You know, think about this, men. How many times we have sinned against God, but yet he still loves us? Hello?
Well, that's true.
Hello? How many times we've been made vows to God and we never kept it, but yet he still wake you up in the morning? Hello?
That's the same for the women, too.
I'm just trying, I know it's straight for I'm just talking about the guys. You know? Oh, thank you for the host. Thank you for the host, Medusa. But that's for the guys.
Yeah.
You know, now the women, when it comes for better or for worse, yes, they have stipulations. And we simple. Us guys, we're simple. We're very simple. But look, here's the same thing. Man up. Man up. Because when it comes down for better or for worse, you don't even know what the worst is.
There's some people out there that's in some bad situations.
In some bad situations. Now, there's some women that's been abusive, but there's men out there that have been abused.
Yeah.
And yet they stay in it. That's the worst. And they stay in it. But you're talking about she's nagging, or she always complaining. Oh, no, she don't love, like you talking about she don't love you enough. Really? She don't love you enough? Then you need to go talk to her about it.
Yeah. Have real life conversation.
Have a conversation, a real life conversation. Talk to her about it. You know, and I know it may cross our mind to do it. And I'm gonna tell you this, don't. It ain't worth it. Don't. No. Stick to your vow, to your promise, because I'm telling you this, I guarantee you this. If you stick to it, it's going to get better. And here's only two things that's going to happen. You get better, and you sticking to your vows. Hey, it's been times she got worse and she left. She hardened her heart and she left.
Yeah.
But you going down as you keeping your vows. So man up. It's a commitment. For better or for worse, man up.
And it's the same way for females too. It's the same way for females. Prime example, you got a man, he's a good-hearted man, he respects you, he respects your family, he tries to do everything in his power to make you happy, you know, but he may be lacking one thing, or two things, or three things, but it's nothing compared to all the great things that he has done for you as a man. I feel like some women, they use that as an scapegoat to go cheat or to go and just do things that they're not really supposed to be doing, or, you know, they get with their girlfriends, be dogging their husband, you know, in conversation. That part. So for better, for worse, as a woman, you know, it's not going to be happy all the time. Like I said, it's not going to, but you can't use the down times as a scapegoat to go do what you want to do. Or just hold something as simple as holding idle conversation with guys, whether it be through the DMs
or idle conversation with women,
or just the idle conversation, you know, because you ain't feeling your husband right now, so I'm gonna talk to this guy right here just to kind of fill that void. I'm not doing nothing. Yes, you are. You're still doing something, even though if it's just a conversation. You're still doing something. And you're feeling some type of way just from holding that conversation from that person. So there is most definitely something there. So the for better for worse, when it's bad, it can get real dirty, y'all. A lot of the married people that's on here right now, they can tell you, it can really get bad.
Yeah. It can get
it can really get bad.
It can get bad to the point that it can put you in the hospital.
Yeah.
It can put you in the hospital.
Yeah.
That's the word. You talking about the worst. It can put you in the hospital.
It can make you sick, depressed, be on medications because you don't know how to cope. When it's something as simple as just having a conversation with your spouse. This is how I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling this right now. We need to talk about it.
Even though you may be angry with each other, you probably don't want to hear it, but you respect. The respect has to be there for each other to listen and to consider what they're saying. Okay? So I'm just saying, when it comes down to about for better or for worse, like on the man's side, I'm like, man up. You ain't seen the worst. You ain't seen the worst.
So the next topic is, you got a little emotional on that one.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
For richer, for poor. For richer, for poor. This is where the finances come in at.
Ride or die.
For richer, for poor. So I'll let you talk first on that.
On this?
Yeah.
Okay.
For richer, for poor.
Now, NBA came up with, he put in the chat, if anybody can scroll up, you see exactly what he said. When he had somebody that he really loved, he lost his job, she bounced. Yeah. For richer, for poor. Now, he's not married to the girl, but what if she was married to the girl?
Yeah. What if?
Boom, vow, right there. For richer and for poor. That means money shouldn't even matter. When it comes down to the tithe that you're making with your spouse and between y'all and God, money should not matter. Money should not be the main factor of a marriage, of why you would marry somebody. It should not. It should not. Now, let's be common sense. Now, let's consider some things. Like, okay, if this person is working in McDonald's and he ain't never getting a promotion, you may want to consider if you want to marry that person. Because if he doesn't show any signs that he has some ambition about himself to grow, and he's just content with getting his minimum wage, working check to check, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna bring you the best burgers from McDonald's, that
may work for somebody.
That may work for somebody.
Yeah, that may work.
But that may not work for you.
Right.
Okay? But for rich or for poor, because the thing is, if you know that he's this way and you make that vow, you say I do. That line right there, if he's never going to get another, he don't want a promotion. He want to stay on the grill. This is my life right here. I'm not moving nowhere. Guess what? For richer, for poorer. You may have ambitions to be success and to grow the family and finances and do some well, but you still want to stay at McDonald's. You made the vow. For richer, for poorer. That means money, when you making this vow, money is not a factor of keeping this marriage together. It's not the main factor. Let me put it that way. It's not the main factor, because I know my wife, before I even get to that point about me making money and me working or trying to do something.
We were dating.
Yeah.
I got that information about him in the midst of courting.
Yeah.
When we were dating. Because those are the kind of questions and the kind of things that you dig for at the beginning of a relationship. You know, before you even consider marrying somebody, those are the questions that you
because she asked me, like, what did I have? Where do I see myself?
Yeah.
You know, I asked her, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What, you know, because I wanted to know, does she have some type of ambitions about herself? You know, she wanted to get into nursing. I'm like, whoa, I can back that. I can support that. Yeah, I'm behind that. Like, wow. I told her what I wanted to do. I told her I was a graphic designer and I wanted to do this. I wanted to entertain. I wanted to build something. I was doing this and doing that. I just want to be successful and I want to build wealth for my family. Wherever it can come be, but on the passions and the gifts that God has given me, I want to use that as a tool to build wealth for my family. And you've been asked that too. See, whoever asked you that, you may want to stay connected with. I hope it ain't that same girl, but I'm just saying. But you know, the thing is, when I said I do, you know, this is for a prime example. When we got married, you know, I brought her to Charlotte. She didn't have a job for a while.
I didn't have to work.
But that didn't matter to me. Yeah. I was like, I'm working. You know, I'm not going to push her and rush her because that thing was not. I know it was going to work out because I know what type of person she was. Yeah. So it didn't matter to me. It didn't matter to me because that's what I said. The money was not a factor. Nope. It wasn't a factor. Like, I was not going to be like, okay, she don't get a job in 2 weeks, so I think we're going to have to get this annulled. Right. You know, no.
Oh, God. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For richer, for poor. So it's for, you know, that should not be the main deciding factor. Now, he's just a straight bum and don't want to work. And I don't blame him, but
I know I have a few friends of my own, you know, that have went through instances of where they have married someone and it didn't work out because their spouse just could not keep a job. And it wasn't because he was being laid off all the time. It was because he did not want to work. And so, you know, like we talked about, you know, a couple times, kind of conversations between us, some things are deal breakers. I mean, if you have a whole family and you don't want to go to work and provide for your family and your family is suffering, then that's one of them deep kind of conversations that you might have to have with your spouse.
If I could dissect that. But that's not money.
No.
That's responsibility.
It's responsibility, right.
That's the difference.
Right. Now, it's a difference when you only marrying someone who has a nice load of money in their bank account. They got beautiful car, beautiful house. You know you good bling. And then something happens where all of that is no more. And
Trump and IRS came into it.
And then they're like, then the other person on the other end is like, oh, well, it ain't nothing he can do for me. What? Ain't nothing he can. Yeah, he ain't got no car. He don't have no money no more. All of this other stuff. It ain't nothing he can do for me. Well, you marry him for the wrong reason.
Yeah. For better. For worse,
it's for better, for richer, or for poor. Because you can marry somebody who got nice nice little amount of money in the bank, got it going on. I mean, I know, Lord have mercy, I know some folks that got it going on, but hey, life can change just like that. And so if that happens, you know, what are you going to do? You just going to dip?
And here's the thing.
Because they can't provide for you like that no more?
And here's another aspect of it. You too blind to see that you the one that made them broke. Or her broke. Now they ain't got the money no more. You leech, you ready to go.
Well, in a marriage, it's supposed to be a team. So, you know, if it's something that he had that he no longer is able to provide because of life circumstances, as the other person, you're supposed to step in and see what it is that you can do, you know, to kind of make things better. Like we said, it's a team effort.
I agree.
It's a team effort. So that for richer, for poor, okay, right now, we in the slums right now, we're going to have to eat peanut butter and jelly right now.
But
you know,
PB&J going to be slanging them.
But y'all both have the understanding this is only temporary. This is how it is for right now. Then in a few months, you're going to be eating steak and potatoes.
Yeah.
That's how it is in marriage.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. It's life.
Yeah, that's just life.
It's life.
Would that come down for that ritual? See, that's why I mean it is the money factor does not matter when it comes to rich or poor. It's about responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Respect in the marriage, teamwork, responsibility. Because when it comes down to that, if you got that teamwork and y'all both have respect for each other and you know your responsibilities, if the money was to go away,
right,
y'all are responsible enough to know what to do as a team to make that money back.
Right. Okay, so this is what we have to do. All right, we can't order carry out none this week. We're going to have to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Yep. We're going to have to, salami sandwich,
and
whatever.
Drink water.
Drink some water. Can't nobody swipe that card this week, for like you usually do McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. No, as a team, you game plan. You work together. It's not anybody's fault. That's the thing. You can't play the blame game. It's not anybody's fault. What's what
He said, I'm getting married to my dad.
That's funny.
Well, meow on you.
Yeah, right.
Meow on you.
But yeah, it's a team. It's a team effort for richer.
It is.
For richer, for poor. I mean, just think about we'll use, our situation. We had to downsize.
Yeah.
Because my income changed, his income changed, all at the same time. I mean, we were living good. We had the big house. We had 2 cars. A van and a 4-door.
Yeah, we had a van.
Yeah, we had a van and a Hyundai Sonata, and it was good.
4-bedroom house, 2.5 baths. It was boom,
beautiful.
Up there.
All of a sudden, my job made cuts. Wasn't my fault. I went to work every day, clocked in on time, good employee. They told me that everyone in your department is being cut. So I go home to my husband. He goes, what happened? So you have 2 people, right? We living good. 2 cars, big house, good. It wasn't any. He's been like, oh God, it's your fault. No, it wasn't anyone's fault.
Who's that? I swear I've seen you with another one. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, good. I'm glad you got that. So we're just gonna let that marinate. Okay. Anyway, so that.
I mean, that would make sense. We've both been married before, so I mean, what?
Yeah. So anyway.
Anyways,
it probably was my mama.
whoever it was, it's not important.
It's not. But here's the thing: is that okay? Thank you. So and that's why I got you as a mod. Appreciate that. Yeah. Welcome to the American Bandstand. All right. Anyway, so.
We were talking about how things was going and how we both had to make a decision.
We had to make a decision.
We had to,
will it back.
We had to will it back. We downsized. It wasn't anyone's fault because we both had issues going on with our job. You know, we ended up losing the car. What happened? One day we were on the freeway and the engine blows. On the brand new Sonata.
Oh, right, an engine blows.
That wasn't anyone's fault.
An engine rod just blows.
Yeah, it wasn't anyone's fault because what happened? We later found out
there was a defect.
There was a defect, and all the 2014 Hyundai Sonatas have been recalled. So I mean, life freaking happens.
Wow. Life does happen. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Life does happen. And when you got situations like that.
Pause. Really?
Right.
That's amazing. Wow. But you know what's so funny about that? What he just said? You was home all day yesterday.
I was home all day. And I got streams to pull to prove
nobody
it.
has time.
Nobody got time for that, man.
But we must be doing something right. That's all that matters.
That's why like that's right there. It's like
like we were saying, the for richer for poor.
Yeah. That
kind of stuff happens. Life happens. You have to make executive decisions as a team. Cut back and just try to see what you can do to get things back on track. To where you be comfortable again. The
teamwork, that's what it is.
Yep.
And this when these vows, it's like, I'm vowing we're going to be a team.
Yeah.
Through this whole thing, we're going to be a team. Now, the next one.
Yes. The next one is in sickness and in health. So.
That's all right. It's cool. Thank you for helping with that. But
so
anyway.
In sickness and health, this part right here to me is like it's very, very important in a marriage, because when you're standing up there in that beautiful white wedding or whatever color wedding gown that you decide to wear, when you're standing up there with your looking pretty and your husband just looking so handsome and you know, and you're just so googly eyed, and y'all up there saying y'all vows, and yes, for better, for worse, and sickness and in health, and right. Those words are real, like
they are
in sickness and health. So I just want to talk about the in sickness and health.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I wanted to talk about how I remember Lord have mercy, about 20 years ago.
Wow.
I remember about 20 years ago when I was working in the hospital, there was a couple that had came in. A young lady was admitted. And what had happened was she was in a car wreck. Her and her husband came in together. He was okay, but she ended up being paralyzed from the waist down. And so they were newlyweds. Like, they hadn't even been married a full year. And when he came in there, he was right at her bedside every single day. He would help feed her. He would make sure she was clean and all of that stuff. And that's how life is. Like, I'm sure they had no clue when they were standing up there, doing their vows. That day was going to happen that soon, where she ended up becoming paralyzed. And so he said he was going to stay by her side no matter what.
Wow.
Wow. And to me, that was 20 years ago. I was just in such amazement that someone really took their vows at that young of an age that serious. Like, that was really, really big for me. I was like, wow, because my parents have been married for now 58 years. 58 years. They've been married for 58 years. And my mother, I caregive for my mother. But my mom has a rare form of dementia. And so in about 2012, 2013, she really started having some really, really bad, like, just going downhill. So my father, her husband, for, like I said, 58 years, he had became her caregiver. Yep. And he refused to put her in a nursing home. He became her caregiver. Did everything self-taught. Nobody trained him.
Nope.
Cleaned her up, fed her, all of that stuff. Everywhere you saw my dad, you saw my mom.
She was right there. Whether
it was in a wheelchair or whatever, he made sure she was right by his side every time. Everywhere they went.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like as a married couple, that's how it's supposed to be.
Hold on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Coin.
Thank you.
It's like I know it's doing the song and stuff, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just feel like that's how it's supposed to be when you marry someone and that kind of for sickness and in health, all things could be very, very good. All things could be, and then all of a sudden you have cancer, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke. Sometimes people make it, sometimes people don't make it. When they do make it, sometimes they have complications afterwards.
Any sickness, like something like that, that is like almost a permanent thing. That's a life-changing thing.
It's a life-changing thing, and you have to make an adjustment. And so when you marry somebody, that's those vows are like, they're serious because it's like, okay, I vowed to be with this person, whether they're in good health or whether they're not. I mean, and I know y'all seen it. Some people, their health just deteriorate over the years. I mean, what you do, you just going to leave them?
No.
I mean, it's all kinds of things.
But you got some that would do that.
You have all kinds of situations that happen. When you're married, we grow together. We go through different health changes. Our bodies are not the same as it was when we first got married.
Yeah.
So everybody is different. People get into depression. They eat. They gain weight. They can't lose it, or they have hormonal problems. Something that's out of their control. It's nothing that they're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's their health. It's something that they're dealing with. You can either, as a spouse, you can either be encouraging and try to uplift them to try to get better or make better health choices. And sometimes that's not always going to work.
No.
Sometimes that person, they become sick, they become complacent, and they just dwell in it. I've seen relationships like that. They just dwell in that person that's sick, just dwell in the sickness, and the spouse is just standing there being supportive, and it's like nothing that they can do.
Yeah. They're just watching.
They just watching. They doing whatever they can do to be supportive.
Just give them comfort and just being there.
And then that person that's the caregiver or the spouse that's seeing this happen, it's taking effect on them mentally. Because they don't want to see this person
you don't want to see anybody you really love go through something like that. And I only can imagine if anything was to happen to my wife. I'm not ready. I would be.
Same here.
I'm not ready.
We just talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not ready. When I got sick. Now let's talk about sickness and health. In March, when I got sick, it started off as congestion.
You thought
headache.
It was a sinus infection.
I thought it was a sinus infection. Then it got down to my body started getting weak. My breathing started to get short.
Couldn't eat anything.
I couldn't eat anything. I lost my appetite. I couldn't really taste anything. It's like I would bite into. I know what it tastes like, but I wasn't tasting it. It was to that point, and I'm still trying to smile, crack jokes, stay positive. My wife was so loving, and the TLC. And the thing is, the hardest part is, just so it wouldn't affect nobody, she could not touch me.
I couldn't touch him. Couldn't hug you.
That's
Nothing.
hard.
Nope.
I mean, I love somebody, and you can ask my wife. I'm a touchy-feely person. I'm hugging. I always gotta have my hands on her. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough, and the thing is, I had to pray and pray and pray and pray.
A lot of praying that.
And
those
pray.
3 weeks.
3.5.
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah. that third week I came in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
The third week I came in the house, he stood up, and I was like, oh my God, he's losing weight. Like he was so sick, he was losing weight noticeably.
Yeah. Clothes was baggy. I was so weak. If I was to walk a couple of feet, I was out of breath. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Every movement was tough for me to even get out of the bed. And the thing is, I isolated myself here on the couch and watching my wife does what she has to do. My family, my kids going by through the day. I can't hug my kids. I couldn't hug my wife.
They couldn't come in the room.
They couldn't come in the room. But she was right there the whole time. Oh, Low Stress Game in the family. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the auto host. But she was right there the whole time. And you're talking about Chowder. Thank you for the auto host. Thank you. But she was right there the whole time. Now, for sickness and in health,
it could have went different.
It could have went.
Yeah.
It could have went left.
It could have went like this. It could have went just like what I'm about to say. Because I was going to leave and taking care of Mom every day. Mm-hmm. I was at Mom's house all day taking care of her. Coming here, I would fix you your steam treatment and all of that stuff. It could have went like, oh my God, you still laying on the couch? Oh my God, you ain't moved from the couch. You ain't did. I'm gonna need you to get better. I just can't deal with this. You ain't did nothing all day. It could have went like that. Not having any kind of understanding, like of how he feel and what he was going through. Like, oh my God, I've been at Mom's house all day. I got to come here and I got to take care of you too. I mean, what kind of? That's just not right.
That's not, no.
No matter how you try to put it.
No, you can't. You can't sugarcoat that. I mean, you can't. No, there's no justification of that. She was right there every second that I was going through what I was going through. And she was making sure I got what I need, because what I asked for, I said, can you pick this up?
Can you pick this up?
She'd pick it up, she'd get it, and she would sit, and then the thing is, she would sit in the room with me, even away from me, but she'll keep me company for a little bit. And when she was like, I'm about to go to bed, I would be sad, because I'm like, I want to go to bed with her, and I couldn't. But for better or for worse, that sickness and in health, that was right there. She kept that vow. She kept the vow. And our love grew that much stronger, because even in that, her keeping the vow, she started to love me even that much more, because she sent me a message. Oh, no. We're talking about sickness and the health. Sickness and the health. But when I was going through my sickness, she sends me a message. She was like, I know you're going through what you're going through, and I'm right here, and I love you so much. She said, but I never appreciated the hugs you gave me until now. How I miss you always trying to hug me. You're always flirting with me, trying to kiss me, touch me. She said, I promise I would not ever take advantage of that again.
Like, never. I will never act like, no, because it was scary.
Yeah. And I know it's probably what's going on in her mind. Like, this maybe be the last time I ever get to hug my husband again.
Yeah, because, that week, people was dropping like flies.
And during that sickness, I'm hearing, and it's not like, you hear on the news. No, we're talking in our circle. Close to us. Gone. Left the people that you would never expect.
Healthy.
They healthy. And all of a sudden. And then, it was not even because of the virus. It was just like heart attack, stroke, gone.
Gone. And
I'm like, oh my God. And I'm sitting here. I'm listening. I'm hearing this. People's telling me this. And I'm laying on my sick bed, barely, like I'm breathing, my breathing get weak, I'm weak, my head hurting, stuff, everything, body aching. It was like, and what was going through her mind, I only can imagine what was going through her mind.
I said, Lord, I can't. I need you to heal him. I was just keeping it real. I said, no. We coming up on 10 years. Like, I know you ain't brought me and brought us this far just for this to end like this. Like, no. I mean, I was saying that.
Well, that sickness like that, that's not, I'm not even going to go into scenarios about others. I'm talking about mine personally. Right here. Sickness and in health. When she was sick, anytime she got sick, oh my God, I would lay on the TLC so bad. I will be right there making sure she's comfortable. When she had little aches in her shoulders and I'm right there. I'm right there.
But we have to also make sure when we say in sickness and in health that
I wasn't in the hospital. I was right here.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the hospital.
Yeah, the doctor wouldn't write for him to go be tested.
And by the way, I see that we have some new goons. Hey, goons, welcome. Got some new goons here. Welcome to the Goon Squad, y'all.
What I wanted to say was, let's not get it twisted when we say in sickness and in health. If you are doing things that's contributing to your sickness, to you being sick, that's not fair in a marriage.
It's not.
That's not fair in a marriage at all.
We're talking to alcohol.
If you're doing things like know you're a diabetic and not taking your medicine,
not monitoring your
blood sugar. If it's certain things that you're not supposed to be eating because you have high cholesterol or you have a history of heart disease or whatever, and you still are doing these things, knowing that your doctor done told you you are not or you are supposed to be doing this, then that's not fair.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's not fair because then that's contributing to the stress of a marriage.
Absolutely, and then it's not even just that. We're talking about alcoholism.
Yep.
Drugs. And I know don't take no offense to this. Oh yeah, he just don't take no offense to this though. But for those that smoke heavily, you're putting yourself. And I'm not trying to make this a truth commercial, like we see on TV, but you putting your body through something, making it even more weaker and sicker, and now you're probably something, God forbid, but you have something going on with your lungs that's probably irreversible now. Now you're taking your family, your loved ones, your wife or husband through the pain of now we're praying not to lose you.
Now trust what I say when I say I understand that this whole smoking situation. That's not something that some people can just, quit. Yeah. I know people who have quit cold turkey, but I do know that there is a process, and everyone is different. Some people can quit right away. Sometimes it takes treatment. All I'm saying is if you do smoke, you need to be taking the steps now to try to kind of not, so you won't be smoking anymore because it's so many different diseases and things that's contributes to.
But generalizing, we're talking about doing these things to make yourself sick.
Making yourself. If you know that lung cancer runs in your family, and you are a smoker, and you know you have a wife and kids that you want to be around for, it's like, okay, let's try to change our lifestyle. Just like me, I learned within the past 2 years that heart disease runs in my family. I had no clue. Heart disease runs in my family. And I learned that cancer runs in my family. Ovarian cancer runs in my family. Now, I take the necessary steps in making sure I go and get my exams, like I'm supposed to. And I've also tried to change some things as far as the way that I eat, knowing this. Because I love my husband, I love my kids, I want to be around for them. So that in sickness and in health, when you went to the doctor, they told you what you need to do. Yeah. They told me you need to get iron infusions. So I don't just go to the doctor and the doctor tell me something and then I just don't follow through. No, you follow through with what the doctor tells you so you can get healthy and be around for your spouse and be around for your children.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So, and then, like I said, like, that sickness is, and then the health, you know, I mean, with the vows, these are just commitment levels.
It's commitment.
It's commitment levels, and Lord knows what he was doing when he moved on somebody to come up with like the traditional vows. It's like, look, we hitting all aspects of this. This is what you're about to get into. This is, you know, this could possibly happen. That person could be rich, and then all of a sudden they poor. Or that person could be poor, and all of a sudden they rich. That person could be healthy, and then all of a sudden they're sick. That person could be sick and become healthy. It's like, you gotta be there.
For better or for worse, you know, the emotional ups and downs. I mean, I know we've all woken up and just said, I'm just not feeling it today. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling off today.
Yeah.
You know, so by you feeling off today, that means everyone that you come in contact with is going to kind of
It's
be
going
off.
to affect them, yeah. It's going to affect them,
you know, and so that for better or for worse, if you know you have a spouse that has emotional up and downs, that can be like a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trying to figure out, like, oh, okay, what kind of mood they in right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you got to study them. You got to learn,
they in a good mood today. Okay,
all right, we safe. All right, now, kids, look. Don't mess with mom.
Right.
Right now, she's not on it today. You know, leave her alone.
Yeah, even with sometimes we all can tell by the tone. If the tone is a certain way, then it's like
No, don't read that.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that. If the tone is a certain way, I'm like, okay, kids, not today. Like, don't bother dad today.
And hey, NBA, if you could report that person for hate speech, please appreciate that. Yeah, I don't play that. So anyway, but yeah, like mom's off. Hey, yeah. Now I'm off. You know, I'm only off for a short second, and I'm good.
Of course, he's gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm off for it. I might be off. Now I'm back on it again. I'm good. You know.
Oh, and this is another thing in that sickness and in health. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you guys probably heard about. I can't remember the lady, but this was a lady who ended up having dementia, and her husband was. Her husband took care of her, but he hired a caregiver also to take care of his wife. His wife could not remember anything. She had Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. But he was actually in a relationship with the caregiver. So it was like they were all in the house. The wife is sick with dementia. The caregiver is taking care of the wife, but the husband has a relationship with the wife. That is still cheating. I don't care what anyone say. I don't care if you try to sugarcoat it and say, oh, well, his wife don't know what's going on. She's sick. The vows say, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. So I thought that was very unfair to his spouse, even though she may not have known what was going on. Mm-hmm. But just think about it if it was you. You know what I'm saying? If the shoes were on the other foot, I'm sure he wouldn't want his wife to do that. You know, have someone in there taking care of him, and then she's sleeping with the person that's taking care of him. You know. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like there's no way in getting around the vows. It's either you're going to honor them or you're not. You cannot try to straddle the fence when it comes down to the vows.
You can't.
It's either you gonna do it or you ain't gonna do it.
Are you in or you out?
And see, we believe that God is the center of our marriage, and that's why we respect each other and we honor our vows. Because we know if we don't honor our vows, to us, it's like we're disrespecting God. Yeah. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So when it comes down to the vows, that's why this whole episode has been on this subject, because we knew this was going to be a long subject. It's not like we just go hit it and then get off of it. Because honestly, we couldn't even come up with any other subject but vows, because it's just the vows itself. There is sub-subjects within the vows itself, as we just did right there. So when you get into a marriage, understand the level of a promise that you're making. The level of the promise of you're making. You're going before God and telling God, I'm going to marry this person for better or for worse, for richer or poor, for sickness and in health, until death us do part. You know, to the end. And I know there's something that until death, a lot of people joke about it. You know, and eyeballs get big. Until death, let's do part. You know, but I've seen some, and I've heard events where that person loved that person so much, and when that spouse passed away, that person didn't want to live on. Not saying they committed suicide, but a couple of weeks later, they passed away.
Yeah.
And that, like, I can't. Some will say literally, I cannot live without her or him in my life. And then next thing you know, their whole health, their sickness, and everything declined rapidly, and it was gone.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I've seen, and I've also heard of events where husbands, they will lose their wife and they will refuse. Okay, thank you. They refuse to marry anybody else.
Yeah. And I think that's a discussion that, just for a clear mind, if something like that happens, I think that's a discussion that the couple should have. Like, if something happens to me, you know, I want you to be able to be happy. Or if something happens to you, you know, how would you want me to? Because I think some couples struggle with that. If something happens, they're like, I don't know if I should move on. I don't want to disrespect, you know,
know, there was an episode on the Cosby's. That was a perfect episode where Claire and Cliff was talking about, you know, if one of them was to pass away, and Claire Huxtable was like, I want a blow up picture of me in the bedroom. Blow up Cliff. I want to blow up. Cliff Huxtable. I want to blow up. I mean, they were talking about you know, but when it comes to Bill Cosby, if he would have died, she was like, oh yeah, I'm going, you know, I'm moving on. It was like, wait a minute, huh? What?
I think it's a conversation that couples should have, because some people, you know, they struggle. They don't know if they should move on or if they should, you know, remain single. So,
and then not to say have that conversation all the time, and not to have the conversation at all, but you may want, over time, you want to have that conversations a couple of times, because it be one day, you know, like right now, like, no, I don't want to learn nobody else.
Right.
That's right. I love
it's
her
a process.
so much. It's a process.
It's a whole process.
But I don't know what I will be at 85. I'm like, you know, I don't care. Who knows? I don't know. You know, I love her. But hey, it's life.
But you know, I know a woman who, she was married to her. I think her and her husband was married for like 35 years. Mm-hmm. Her husband passed, and she, you know, she's a vibrant kind of older lady. Oh. You know, and her children like try to encourage her to date, and you know, to try to kind of get out there in the dating world. And she expressed to me, she said, in all honesty, I had my true love. Mm-hmm. She said, everyone deserves to have that one true love. She said, I had that one true love. I experienced the trips. I experienced the, you know, going out to eat and the vacations and stuff like that. She said, I'm good. She said, honestly, I'm good. So you have that. Some people, they're fine with just not, you know, giving it a second try because they were fulfilled with their first, you know, with their first marriage.
Now, my great-grandfather, Apostle Stevens, and this is hey, Lady Diamond, hey, that's one of our favorite couples right there. And my great-grandfather, okay. My great-grandfather and my great-grandmother, when she passed, it was a sad time. And I think maybe about 4, 5 months later, my great-grandfather was with somebody else. We was like, we started cracking jokes like, "Woo, can the body get cold first?"
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And like I said, I've seen one this side, and I've also seen the other side.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
But what can you say? The vows that, when you made a vow, it said, "Until death us do part."
Right.
There's no longer, you fulfilled the promise.
Fulfilled the promise. That's it.
That's the talk. That's the real talk.
Yeah.
And then it may be tough for somebody to say to your wife or to your husband, it's like if you was to pass away, my part is done.
Yep.
I fulfilled the promise. I know it may sound harsh, but that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Now the choice is to you now. Shall I move on? Or should I just stay where I'm at right now?
Yeah.
And my grandfather, I love him. My great-grandfather, I love him, but he made the choice.
Yeah.
He moved on, and it was in sickness and health until she passed away.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that too.
Yeah, and then you know what? Even after that, no, he was done after that.
Yeah.
And then God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen that too, where what you just said, they've been married and something happened, the wife or the husband, and the husband just a couple months, not even a year.
Yeah, not even a whole year.
They're and it's amazing because these are like older people. Yeah. These are like senior citizens finding love like that.
Married for 50, 60 years. And boom,
and
like
they find
that.
Love like
that had no bearing on their future endeavors.
Yep.
It's like, yep, she's gone. All right, moving on. Oh, yep, he's gone. Moving on.
Yeah.
That's how they handle life.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I kind of want to know their mind state from that point, because it's kind of weird. You was like,
Did anything matter? Well, you have to understand, just like you said, you fulfilled the promise. They fulfilled the promise. Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah,
that's just and then
like my phone said, there you go.
And there you go. And then like my father, 58 whole years. We're praying for more years. If anything was to happen to Mom, he did his part. You know what I'm saying? He took care of her. He did his part. And
you talking about for sickness and health? That's a prime example.
But 58 whole years or more, you know. So it's like, what are you expecting after that? What are you expecting after that? So,
so with me, baby. So if anything was to happen,
we're not. I've already. We've already.
I want a motion picture type screen on the wall of me.
We're not talking about that.
We're not? No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Because that's sad. That's sad. We're not talking about that. I mean, it's sad enough we're talking about those last vows. The last part of vows. But yeah, that's sad. So we didn't already talked about that amongst each other.
Yeah.
But just know that the marriage vows, they're golden. I mean, it's so important that you respect and honor your marriage vows, and it's very important to actually, like we said, go over them every once in a while. Just read them every once in a while. Remind yourself of what you said that you were going to do.
Yeah.
Hold yourself accountable to these vows. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be a whole lot of mistakes along the way, but just respect the vows.
This is why we have this show. This is one of the reasons why we have this show. We can talk with another avenue where we can talk about these things. Not necessarily to talk to y'all about it, but this is helping us. Mm-hmm. This is helping us. We talk about some things, and probably some things that came out in our discussion. We probably didn't even know from what? Really? That's how you feel? Oh, well, tell me how you really feel. But the thing is that when it comes down to vows, just keep your promise.
Yeah.
Keep your promise, and know who's connected to that.
Yeah.
God.
Honor and respect that.
Honor and respect that. Now, this real quick, this little short, because we got to get off. We got to get off soon because right now it's 7:30. Well, we actually went over our time. Yeah. Here's another thing that I want to talk about, just real quick. I know some want to do that. They say their own vows.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah. They say there's a quick subject on that. They say their own vows, which is very beautiful, very nice. My opinion, some of these vows that's being said and in the marriage, you ain't making a vow. You're just making a nice love speech.
Yeah, nice little love poem.
That's a love poem or a love speech. That's what you're doing. You're making a love speech. But the thing is, the I do is to what commitment? You're committed to the past things y'all done, and there's a reason why you love them. That's what you're committed to. I'm just throwing it out there. Now, I understand maybe rewriting your vows later, because you already made the commitment, and then you're doing something, I vow to make sure I take the trash out, every other day.
Gotcha.
I vow to always rub your back whenever it is sore.
Are these new vows?
This is just for the show, y'all. This is practice.
It is. Trust me when you say that.
Oh, okay. Hold on. NBA say. We got you light it down because I want to say something before the stream ends. See what you think. Okay. All right. Here we go. No, we're almost done. We're not over with just yet. I don't have sound on. Fishing up a movie with the kids. Finish up a movie with the kids, and we'll be in. Just wanted to show you and visit some love. Thank you so much. And Julius, hey, what's up, man? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we're waiting on NBA what he's going to say. Let us know what he think real quick, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up in just a few minutes. But when we're talking about writing of the vows, writing of the vows and everything, and go ahead and type it in. We're just going to keep talking. Type it in. I'll read it in a second. Type it in. But my opinion on, like I said, my opinion on those is very beautiful. I suggest maybe doing something when you're talking about renewing your vows. Okay. Or, you want to say your vows over again. You want to have that renewal ceremony and stuff like that. Renewal, you already made the commitment from the beginning. Okay. So it's kind of like almost like you want to add on. But just like I will vow to keep loving you more and more every day.
Same here.
And I vow to never stop finding the chance to give you a kiss.
Same here.
I vow to always make sure I keep my hands on you. See your blood?
Oh, God.
And I was just telling my lady about this stream the other day. Oh, really? Tell her come on and visit. We talk this stuff. All right, come on. Okay. All right, that's why I wanted to find a girl and the U-Hop. Okay, because they are better, they're better, best. Okay. But Bishop McCullough said one time, leave this blackouts alone.
Yeah, leave the blackouts alone.
Okay, alone.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
I would love to answer this question. Oh, thank you, NBA 21 process. Mm-hmm. So my comment to that would be, you have to trust and believe in what he said. But at the same time, you have to use common sense. If you understand what I'm saying. And just a prime example, there's so many. You have so many to choose from. Oh my God. And everybody is just so beautiful, when you see them.
Yeah, during convocation.
During the events and everything. Now, trust me, they're not all looking like that. When the events is not taking place,
That's
they're
right.
not walking around looking like that.
Mm-mm.
So what I'm gonna say to you is, what he said is true. It is, because the one thing that you are holding on to, out of all the people that you deal with, is they are like-minded. They attend where you attend. They know what you believe in. They worship just like you worship, you know. But don't get it twisted, because those same people that do that, they have their issues too. Nobody is perfect. So at the end of the day, you have to be the person to make the final decision, whether you want to just hold on to that and deal with whatever comes with that,
Or keep looking.
or if you want to just keep looking. And that, I'm going to just leave it right there.
Yep, because that person, not the one.
Yeah, I mean, because everything that, what they say, everything that shines,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, everything.
is not, what is that?
It's not gold.
It's not gold. Like,
Mm-hmm.
trust me.
You can put glitter on doo-doo.
And it's
still a piece of...
and that's true. That's true.
You can put some glitter
Yeah.
on the number 2.
So NBA 21, I just encourage you to first of all, work some things out for yourself, get to know yourself a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, be solid on what your expectations are and what you want and what you're looking for.
Because I'm going to throw this in there.
Mm-hmm.
Laws of attraction. You know what I'm saying? You take care of yourself. You build something good internally within yourself with some good standards. You know what's right, what's wrong. You be a sound, solid man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to attract the right one, right one,
you will.
or you will be drawn.
Yes.
Because the way you carry yourself, you will be drawn to that person that will fit what you're looking for. He said, "Yes, ma'am," and "Yes, sir." Yeah, Julie said, he said, "You guys are amazing." Yeah, he was telling us that. Julius said that I was telling my wife, my lady, about this stream the other day, and he was agreeing when he said true what you said. And then he came and said, "You guys are amazing." Thank you, Julie. You know I get emotional
But
when y'all say
that
stuff
law
like
of
that.
attraction is real. It is. That law of attraction is
It
real.
is.
Because and you ever heard people say like, "Oh man, I just keep on attracting the wrong person."
Maybe you need to check something that's within you.
Yeah.
Not saying you're wrong,
No,
but
right.
it's got to be something in you.
It's something that's attracting the same kind
of people.
Yeah. So just work on yourself and do what you got to do for you, you know, and take your time.
And it was a good point, Julie. It said, be honest right from the start.
Yep.
And be yourself.
Be yourself, that's right.
I have made the mistake of not doing that in the past, and it always catches up.
Yeah.
But I'm being better for myself. Perfect.
Awesome.
That's right. You be better for yourself.
That's
and
right.
the thing is, you know, take your time, man. Take your time. Don't, you know, and I know, I've been there. I know you want that warmth. You want that love. You know, hugging that woman is something. Does something to you. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. Sorry, Bernie Mac came out of me.
And then not only that, you see people around you that are happy in relationships, and it just makes you really, really want to be in one. But I just encourage you just to take your time, be happy.
Right.
You know, even if you're talking to someone, just keep talking to them.
Oh,
It
my God.
doesn't have to lead into
God.
an actual relationship and being intimate and stuff like that. You can just generally have a good conversation.
Oh my God!
with the person.
What you said right there, it just, I had nothing, and I said I'm not going to try to push, like let's be together, but I just want to talk to her, and we had so many bomb conversations, just generally talking and learning each other, and oh my God, the love I have for this woman. Just by the conversation.
Just by conversation.
The conversations that we had. It was like I had to have her in my life. And thank God we're about, May 24th, we're about to hit 10 years of marital bliss. 10 years. So, like, Jules, you're right, Jules. You got this, man.
Yeah.
You got this. And then the thing is, here's another part. Don't worry about this. You put too much energy into it.
Don't worry about that. You will drive yourself crazy trying to. Oh God.
Somebody ask a question.
But you'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Trying to dissect that. The blackouts. Just the ones that's not in. The hospital or whatever. Just don't worry about that part. Don't worry about that part because you will drive yourself crazy.
Yeah. You will.
Just focus on yourself. Take your time, and it's gonna work out.
Let me tell you something. What's attractive to a woman is when you see a man, and they see a man that got it.
Yeah.
It's that. Now, the question was, how did you guys meet?
Well. We've known each other ever since I was 8 years old.
Yeah. And
we've known each other through our church.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Ohio. He lived in Michigan. And
so our house is divided.
Our house is divided. I'm a Buckeye.
Let's go blue. Let's go blue.
But I've known him ever since I was 8 years old, and we traveled through the church, different programs and anniversaries and stuff that had taken place. Mm-hmm. He was on a band. I was on a band.
Yep.
And so because of that, we would be in passing, with our church when we did our church trip. Mm-hmm. Now, when we got older, he actually approached me when I was how old was I?
Well, at the time,
he didn't know.
Hey, Jaywalk, what's up, man? Good to see you. I didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know how old.
Because the way she really carried herself, I didn't think we was that far apart in age.
Right.
And I was actually 4 years older than her.
Yeah.
Which I never knew.
I was 14.
Yep, and I was 19. I was 19 at the time. You was 15.
Yeah, I was 15. Yep. So he didn't know. Oh.
Okay. Don't agree.
He didn't know how old I was, and so he approached me. And at the time, even though I looked mature, and he approached me, I was just like, "Talk, boyfriend, what?" Like,
yeah,
I'm 15. What are you talking about?
And it wasn't like I was like,
no,
I'm not that type. I was not that type of guy. I'm about to go holler at him.
No, it was not like that. No. I mean, it was honestly, it was like this. I remember him using his hands. I really just want to get to know you more. I remember that part. But then out of nowhere, my brother, I don't know if he was just watching me step outside to talk to him or not, but my brother just was like, came out of nowhere.
He just knew where she was.
And he was like, you need to get back inside, because we was at the church at the time. We just stepped outside. Wasn't trying to be secret. We was like right outside. What?
Yeah, just outside.
Just outside in front of the church. And so my brother said, you need to get back inside. So I just left him standing there.
Yeah, but how we met, how we truly met.
How we reconnected.
How we reconnected is that over the years, we both been through failed marriages.
Yep.
And one day I was at the library, and all of a sudden I was just checking my Facebook. I would say, that's how big brothers do.
I sent him a Facebook request.
Yeah.
Because, and this was the crazy thing. I was never on Facebook. Never. But because the job that I worked at the hospital, one of the nurses actually left. She I think she got deployed somewhere because she was in the Army. But she left, and she said, well, the only way you can get in contact with me is on Facebook. So I opened up a Facebook account, and while I'm on there, something just in my head, I said, I wonder if he's on Facebook. So I type in his name. I see him. He got a picture up, and the picture was him surrounded. All of these kids were surrounded. So I'm thinking in my head,
a crazy picture.
I said two things. He either a school teacher or these are all of his kids. But I sent him a friend request because when I sent it to him, it wasn't like oh, you know, I'm trying to get hooked up. No, I honestly was wondering how he was doing. Because he was always, out of the group that traveled, he was always the nice gentleman out of all the guys. I mean, he always was very respectful, and he spoke, and just, it was always a good experience. So that's why I was like, okay, you know, and when he responded, I said, wow.
Yeah, I responded immediately. But when I saw her shipping, and I looked, and I clicked out, because like at that time, it was like friend invite, friend invite, friend invite, friend invite, everybody's friend invite, friend invite, and I was like, phone blowing up. I'm like, okay, all right, and I'll go to the library, and I'm like, yeah, all right, let me see who else. Who's we trying to invite? You know, send me a friend request so I can decline them. You know, Virgo kicking in, like, let me make a decision.
Decline.
Should I keep you on the waiting list, decline you, or go ahead and accept you? So I'm just going through the list, and the first thing I see is Tasha, and I go, ooh, right in the middle of the library, and I'm like, oh, my bad, and I was like, oh my God, there she is, right there. She sent me it. And that now I'm nonchalant with the other friend requests, but with that one, I'm gonna tell you what was in my head. Like, ooh, she want to connect with me. She want to get with me. Oh man, she want to know what I'm all about. Oh my God.
And I wasn't thinking nothing like that. No. I was just wondering, honestly, how he was doing. And so we were texting, you know, at the beginning, and then he said, call. You said you was gonna call me.
Yeah.
He said he was gonna. Yeah. He said, is it okay if I could call you?
Cause I just want to hear your voice.
Now I'm at work. I'm working with my patients and everything. And when I see that text message, I'm like, oh my God, he want to talk. Like the text messages was fine, but I said, oh my God, he want to talk. So.
And I was thinking like, I just want to hear her voice.
But lie to y'all not. That first conversation that we had, it was as if we never skipped a beat.
Hey, what's up, Army of One? What's going on, man? He said, that's a good story. I love that. I love that, guys. He loved that.
It's like we never skipped a beat.
Oh, they're watching Rango with the kids. Love y'all. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Enjoy with the kids.
Yes,
appreciate you showing the love.
Time.
But yeah,
we never skipped a beat.
Yeah. It was like, I mean, we was younger, we would try, we did this thing called a Midwest tour, and we would go like city to city to city, and we stopped in Dallas.
Yeah.
And like a 2-nighter. It was 2 days. It was over the weekend. It said, we met on the internet. Not as good as a story for me. But like, that's funny. But it was not like we was talking in passing. We done stuff together.
Yeah, we played tennis,
softball, and you know we was in the park together, and you know it was still like, and not just us two. It was like we have a lot of friends that knew each other, and it was like a close knit type family. We grew up together. Yeah. You know, but, you know, so I'm going to tell her, like, we've been friends a long time.
We've been friends. I always tell people we've been friends ever since I was 8 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been friends ever since I was 12.
Yeah.
At the time. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. So, but that's how we met. That's how we met and everything. But we're way over our time. I know we're really enjoying this conversation. Talking about vows and then, you know, how we met and stuff. But, guys, we really got to go. Because we were way over our time. But we thank you. We thank you guys coming in with the chats and everybody that got my new goons is following and everything like that. Hey, we love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Doc. We thank you. But we love you guys, man.
Yes,
we thank y'all so much. And for those that don't know, I'm Spit 313. This is Brown Sugar. And yeah. Am I streaming tonight? Yeah, I'll probably be streaming tonight. But yeah, just stay tuned. Normally I would take a break. But like I said, I might stream tonight and stuff. Glad I caught a little bit of stream. Sorry you were on, had to stop by. Man, J-Walk, you always been supportive, man. And I thank you for swinging through, man. Thank you, J-Walk. So I'm gonna join your party. Okay. So So guys, thank y'all so much, and
thank you. No, I thank you all so much for watching on tonight. We really appreciate you guys coming by and joining the stream.
I love it.
I love you too.
All right, so well, with that being said, y'all are the greatest, and love you, Mrs. Brown.
Love you too. NBA
we love them too much, man. I'm playing. All right, well,
guys, give him the church hug. Give him the church hug.
Give him that church hug right there. Give him that church hug. Oh, no problem, NBA. No problem, man. All right, but now it's time to say goodbye. Y'all have a good night. Y'all are the greatest. And don't let nobody else tell you any difference, all right? Y'all keep loving on each other, all right? And be safe out there, okay?
All right, love y'all.
Good night, y'all. Yeah, turn y'all off. All right, let's go. Hold up. Let me get out of here. There we go. Stop. End it.